Hey, good morning guys. My name is Chris. If you're not familiar with this channel, I help you to produce your own meat, eggs, and vegetables from your backyard, your balcony, your deck, your garage, even a spare room in your house if that's the way you want to do it. Today we're going to be talking about solar lights. Those of you guys who have been following the channel for a while, you probably are familiar with my solar lights that I use for my hutches. They're a solar light that's on a timer. So it's got a timer set up. You just program the timer, the start time you want it to start, the time you want it to stop to go off, and they just come on automatically. They're powered by a large solar panel right here, and I just hang them up on the hutch right here under the roof because they're not completely weatherproof. They do need to be protected from the weather. If they get wet, they stop working until they dry out. Anyway, those of you guys that have been following the channel for a while, you're familiar with this light because I ran a couple of Kickstarters trying to get them funded. Both Kickstarters failed. I wasn't able to get the funding to get the bulk orders in. But I do have some exciting news. Many of you guys have been asking about when you can buy them, if you're going to be able to buy them. I do have an opportunity for you to be able to purchase these lights, pre-purchase them. Now, there's a couple of deals, a couple of ways that this is going to work out. Well, I shouldn't say that. I should say it's not as easy as you purchase the light and we're going to ship it right to you. I've still got to have them made, manufactured, but the manufacturer has stepped out and said, well, we don't have to do a huge bulk order to get them made. We can do smaller amounts. Now, what that means is that the price is going to be a little bit higher because smaller amounts cost a little bit more to make, and also the shipping price is higher because of the smaller order. So, what we're looking at right now, if you want to purchase one of these solar lights, you can do so for $75. That's a little higher than what I had hoped it to be. I hoped it to be around $40. I may be able to get it down to $40 at some point in the future if we, if it goes over well, if we sell enough of them, we get enough profit off of it that we can, and that's where all the profit from these are going to go, is into investing into purchasing more that I'll be able to offer to more people. But I know people have been looking for a solution like this, and there's just nothing else out there. I haven't been able to find one to recommend to you guys, so I went out and designed one myself, found a manufacturer that's going to be able to purchase or to manufacture this for me, and they work pretty well. Now, honestly, when you get it, you're going to think this looks like cheap plastic, and it does. It feels like cheap plastic, it looks like cheap plastic, but they work. I've had these up on my hutches for 3 years now. I'm going on the third winter with them. I don't take them down in the summertime. I just leave them up there all the time, and they still work. Every morning when I come out, the lights are on at 5:30 in the morning. They go off at 7:30 in the morning. Actually, they come on at 5 in the morning, go off at 7:30 in the morning. And just automatic, just turn themselves on, turn themselves off. They stay charged up with the solar panels. Occasionally towards the end of winter, the shortest days of winter, the lights are not quite, the batteries don't get charged up enough to really run the lights at full power for quite that long. They'll run it for 2.5 to maybe 3 hours out of it, but the rest of the time they work just fine. There's no problems with them. This one got wet, so I've got to wait for it to dry out before it starts working again. But this one over here is actually functioning right now. So let me take you over, I'll turn it on, we'll show you kind of what the light looks like. It's daylight, so you're not going to be able to see really, really well, but we'll try. Okay, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but I've got the programmer up here, the timer, and so I can just push the button right here and turn it on. Now again, I don't know, I hope that's showing up on there. It's not going to look very bright right here, but it's plenty bright enough to light this hutch up in the mornings. Keeps the birds laying eggs. Now these guys are young. I don't know if they've laid any eggs yet. Let me open it up and see. They have not started laying eggs yet, but make sure I got my timer set back. Oh, I've got it to off. I want to set it to auto. So auto timer is going to get this thing kicked on at 5 o'clock in the morning. And again, it just works. Let me get you back over here so we got more room to talk. All right, let me plug my solar panel back in so that battery will charge up on that one. Like I said, they are not waterproof or weatherproof, so you really do need to protect them from the weather. This has done a pretty good job. This one got wet. We had just like a tremendous amount of rain about last week, and it got wet. So I've got to let it dry out. Once it dries out, it'll start working again. I've never had a problem with that. And like I said, I'm going on about 3 years of use with these things. So they've actually done a little bit better than what I expected them to originally. Now, I realize $75 is a little bit of a high price for them. I was kind of hoping to keep them in the $40 range, but this is what I have available. So if you want to purchase one of these lights, leave me a comment below and let me know if $75 is worth it, and then I'll just send you a link that you can, give me your email address, we'll set it all up. Now, here's the other thing with these. They're not manufactured yet. It takes some time to manufacture these things. So what I'm hoping is that we'll run this through about middle of November. Today is November 8th, I think. Let me look at the date and see what date we got here today. Yeah, it's November 8th. And I'm hoping that we can be able to make an order by November 20th. Now, assuming we can make an order by November 20th, here's the way it's going to work. Let me back up and say, here's the way it's going to work. What I would do is I would send you a link where you could put your payment in for it, probably through PayPal. And then I take all the money that we get together, all the orders that we get together, and I'll submit that to the manufacturer to make the purchase. Probably around November 20th of this month is when I would do that. So, and this is 2020, November 8, 2020. So just to give you some time frame if you're watching this video way down the road. All right, so assuming you want to purchase this light for $75, you would make a payment to me on PayPal for $75. I would submit that to the manufacturer to get everything shipped to me, and then I from there would ship it out to everybody. So we're gonna have to kind of manage this through the comments section down below on this video specifically. If you're interested in that, you just let me know. I'll respond to your comment, and I'll give you the links where you can make payment and all that kind of stuff. Here's the other thing. These are not going to be available this fall. It's going to take about 3 to 4 months once I make the order for them to be manufactured and for them to be shipped over to me. These are coming from China, so it takes a little while to get here. But, again, the manufacturer's gone out of their way to make a smaller amount. They're not going to be making much money off of this, so they're really helping us out here, even though it is a higher price than what I wanted to initially offer it for. It's an opportunity to purchase the light. If this is something for you, not having to run extension cords out, not having to come out and manually turn on lights, turn them on and off, it just works. It's pretty convenient. I do have another video I'll link. I think it's on this side, and maybe it's on this side. I can't ever remember. I get that mixed up. Where whenever I started to run the Kickstarter programs, where I showed the functionality of them, and in the dark you can see kind of how bright they are. You can go back and watch that video if you want. And you want to get more information about the lights themselves. But again, if you're interested in purchasing, leave a comment down below. Let me know. We'll set you up with a link where you can, prepay for the light. And then we'll get it all shipped out to you. It'll probably be around April or May by the time we get them in and actually get them shipped out. So it's not going to be available for this fall, maybe not even for early spring, but you'll have them on hand. You'll be able to use them, for at least a couple of years. I mean, they should be able to get 3 or 4 years of use out of these lights before the batteries just die in them. Right now, the battery is not really a replaceable battery. I mean, you could, if you could find the same battery, but it's not set up in a way where you could just pop a battery out, pop a battery in. You'd have to solder wires together, which is not that complex. I've done it. It's not really that difficult, but it's not a standard like a AA battery or anything like that. It's got a different battery in it. But the batteries work. They charge up. They give me 4 to 6 hours worth of light a day, except for, like I said, the shortest days of winter. It just works. So again, if you're interested, not the ideal way I wanted to roll this out to the market, but so many of you guys have been asking about it that I wanted to get this video out to you, let you know there is an opportunity to purchase a light. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that. If you think it's too high, whatever it is that you think about it, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, God bless.